Okay, who drew the penis with the pokeballs on the board? Good morning, class. Welcome again to Pokemon Training 101. I am Professor Tanner, or as we say it in the Pokemon world, Pokemon Trainer Tanner. You need to keep working on using correct naming when addressing people, because it is very disrespectful to call somebody just Tanner. They need to have a title. Okay, let's start off as we normally do with our recitation of the Poke Rap. Let's just do the first 25 to get you into the mood, then we'll do the next 25 throughout the rest of the week. Okay, here we go. Say it with me. Electrode, Diglett, Nidoran, Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Fearow, Pidgey, Seaking, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly, Ponyta, Vaporeon, Poliwrath, Butterfree. Very good. Okay, so today's lesson will focus on status ailments. Can anyone tell me what a status ailment is? Nobody? Nobody knows what a status ailment is. Great. Well, it is basically a status ailment is anything that hinders your Pokemon's performance in battle. There are a few different types of status ailments, and let's go over some of them right now. First of all, there is paralysis, where your Pokemon's speed is greatly reduced and they have a chance of not attacking. Sleep, which basically puts your Pokemon to sleep, to where they can't attack at all until they're woken up. Burning is an interesting one because a small amount of damage is taken on your Pokemon each turn that it's burned, and it also cuts their attack stat. Their physical attack stat, not their special attack. Freezing is similar to sleep, as in whenever a Pokemon is frozen, it can attack, but it has a much higher chance of being unfrozen as opposed to being woken up from sleep. Poison is one of the most common status ailments, where a small amount of damage is taken on your Pokemon each turn that it is poisoned, and it can only be cured through an antidote or a Pokemon Center. Now, there's another type of poison called badly poisoned, where the amount of damage that is taken each turn is increased exponentially. Bad poison is commonly caused by the TM Toxic, which every Pokemon can learn. So if you want a very effective way of hindering your opponent, badly poisoning is a good way to go. Now, take notes on this because we will have a quiz tomorrow on status ailments, and study for the Poke Rap because a lot of you weren't participating. Don't think I didn't notice. We'll be doing the next 25 tomorrow, and we will also be covering evolution, which is a topic everybody loves. Alright, see you tomorrow. Hey, remember the time that I said I was going to post on Labor Day because I would be free? Ha 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 ha. I'm really good at making hollow promises. It's a dark gift that I'm really not that proud of. Anyway, I am filming this on Tuesday, so we'll see if Sarah lets me take some of her spotlight away and post today. So, favorite teachers. Pretty much every English teacher I've had has been really great just because I really like English as a subject. I'm really good at speaking that English. But yeah, there was one, Mrs. Morrison, that I had my sophomore year, and she was so good. She was like a hippie and very like into hippie stuff. She was in a band and she showed us some of her old music videos, and her music was actually pretty good. She was the singer, so she sang a lot during class. Freshman year, my English teacher was Mr. Hansen, and he was the biggest nerd. Like, an even bigger nerd than like John Green and Hank Green. Like, he was ginormous. We analyzed Star Wars as a project. We wrote an essay on Star Wars for our English class. There was a unit where it was all about the Odyssey, you know, the epic poem by that Greek dude or whatever. And instead of watching like a movie version of the Odyssey, we watched the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which, like, honestly surprised me about how much it mirrored The Odyssey, but we watched that instead of watching, like, an actual, like, movie called The Odyssey. As far as my least favorite teachers, I have two that always come to my mind. First one was Mrs. Hate, who I hated. Get it? Because her last name was Hate. And she was my 6th grade teacher. And she was just a witch with a capital B, to put it lightly. She would, like, read to us from the Bible, and, like, okay, this is what really made me mad. She arranged the desk so that there was, like, they were, like, kind of going around the room, and there was, like, a couple rows in the middle. And at the very front row, there were 3 desks, all, like, spaced apart and away from everybody else, where she put the 3 people who talked the most, and I was one of them, and these 2 other guys, and it was so embarrassing. The first day that she put me there, I'll never forget it. Honestly, I think she was just intimidated by me because I had lots of friends and I was talking with everyone because I was really funny, and so she was just intimidated by me, so she put me in the front to teach me a lesson about how not to overshadow her or something. And the second teacher was Mrs. Teets. Yep, you heard me right. Her last name was Teets. Like, I don't even know what else I could say about that. Her name was Mrs. Teets. And she was a math teacher when I was in 8th grade, and she was so dumb at math. Like, she would... I'm just getting all hot and bothered now thinking about her, but she was so bad at math. She had no idea what she was doing. She would copy down problems wrong, and then do them wrong, and then get completely different answers. She wrote out her own tests, and she would make typos on the test questions, but then all of her answers would be right, so then everyone who did the problems right on the test would actually get the wrong answers. She lost work all the time. Okay, this is... I didn't have any of this planned, but I'm just talking, but it's actually pretty good material. I got picked Student of the Month by Mrs. Teets, and her reasoning for that was because I kept bugging her about missing assignments. Like, I can't even deal with that because everybody was missing assignments. Everybody was bugging her about it. Like, if you're missing an assignment in class, you bug the teacher about it. That doesn't deserve a special reward. It deserves the teacher to get punched in the vagina. Or, in this case, the teats. Anyway, I'm done ranting for now. I was getting really emotional for a second. I get so emotional, baby. Okay, see you next week. Bye!